Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Dan from DHTV, and today I have the unboxing of the FitBit Charge. Now, if you haven't seen some of my other fitness-related videos, like the video on the FitBit Flex, definitely check those out. They're in the description down below. I go into a full in-depth review, testing, and everything on these bands, so it'll help you guys decide if this is something that'll work and if it's something that'll fit your fitness needs. So in this video, I'm just going to go ahead, unbox this, show you guys what's inside, and basically go through what to expect with this band, and I'll have my review for you on this band in the next week or so. Let's get started. So this is the FitBit Charge. It's the latest in wearables by Fitbit. There are two other bands coming out in the very near future, which I will be reviewing as well. But for now, we have the FitBit Charge, which actually reminds me of the Force, which actually was recalled by Fitbit. But anyway, let's take a quick look around the box here. You can see on the front side, it has information regarding the band itself. So basically, it's going to track the activity, which is your floors climbed, your sleep quality. It syncs wirelessly with your smartphone, tablets, or your computer, and it has a caller ID feature, which is great, so it can link up with your phone and be used in that way. If we turn it to this side here, you'll notice that there is a band fitting chart, and basically this comes in three sizes. In stores, you can pick it up in a small size or a large size, and if you would like an extra large size, that can be purchased online. Now on the back side here, we have more information regarding how this band is actually going to work with what you're doing. So it's going to take your steps and sort of track them. It's going to track the calories burned, the distance you've traveled, the floors climbed. It's going to have the time and active minutes. And as for tracking your sleep, it'll track the hours you sleep. It'll track the times you're awake, the quality of your sleep, and it has a silent vibrating alarm. Now, as for some of the smart features built in, you'll notice that it has a time, its stats, and caller ID, which can be viewed on the screen. So that'll give you some quick glance looks and notifications. You also have the syncing ability, as I said, as you can see right here. It gives you a brief example of how this will work with your computer. Now below that, we've got some mobile online tools that you'll be able to use. This is like the apps and things like that. We'll not get into that right now. On the other side here, you'll see the devices that this will actually work with. So if you have an iPhone 4S or above, you're good. If you have an iPad 3 or above, you're good. As for Android devices, you'll have to visit the website, but many Android devices do work with the Fitbit Force. And as long as you have Windows Vista or above, or a Mac with OS X 10.6, you're good. So 10.6 or above. And basically what's included in the box, we're going to get into that. But as you can see here, you're going to get a wristband tracker, the charging cable, and the wireless syncing dongle. So let's go ahead and open this up. We'll just take the band out, put it aside for now, and go through the accessories, which are located inside this little box here, just as it was with the Fitbit Flex. So as for accessories, we have a few items here. First off, we have the wireless sync dongle, which will actually plug up to your computer. We have our charging cable, which charges via USB. And we have our safety instruction manual, and this is going to also contain your warranty, so it's definitely a good idea to look through that. And then finally, we have our configuration setup process here with some information on the website to go to get started with your Fitbit Charge. Now, taking a closer look at the Fitbit Charge here, you'll definitely see that the band itself has somewhat of a textured feel to it. So you can see on the band here, we have our screen. This is actually just a piece of plastic. We'll go ahead and remove that for the video. On the side, we do have our button, which will allow us to switch from different sections of the band and see different information, as well as check our caller ID and things like that. We have the clasp on the bottom here, which will allow us to basically connect the band to our wrist. It feels already, just in general, like clipping it together, a lot easier to put on than the Fitbit Flex was and the Fitbit Force. That was actually pretty difficult, and it tended to fall off. So that, just from putting it on just right now, it seems a lot nicer and a lot easier. On the back side here, we do have our charging port, which in the past with the Fitbit Flex was a removable dongle. This case here, we cannot remove this unless you have a screwdriver, and I wouldn't recommend actually doing that, but you can see our charging port here. Very simple. You would take your charging cable, and it's universal, so you can plug it in regardless of which direction you have this. So if you plug it in this way or this way, it's going to plug in without a problem, which is nice. Very similar to like a lightning port on an iPhone. All right, so let's go ahead and connect the band to my wrist here and actually start playing around with it. So just basically connecting, selecting the size that works for you, and then just pressing. And you can see it's quite easy to connect. Unfortunately, I'm noticing that I can only connect one of the clasps in there, but it does feel fairly stable, which is nice. But if you do have a slightly larger wrist or even a regular size wrist, I would go with the larger size because you won't be able to connect both if you don't. So just keep that in mind. As for the material, it feels a lot nicer than the FitBit Flex, and the Force, it shouldn't cause irritation like the Force did. Hopefully they fixed that problem. Now, in terms of water resistance, this band is water resistant, but it's not waterproof, so don't submerge it. You can get splashes and things like that on that. I will test that out in my full review. As I said, that'll be next week, and I'll show you guys as far as you can take this band in terms of showering, water, washing hands, and even maybe a submerging. So in terms of the band, we'll go ahead and check out some of these settings. We've got the clock as well as the battery indicator. If you press it again, you've got your steps, which is actually counted some steps here, just putting the band on and playing around with it during the unboxing. But 13 steps for all that movement isn't too bad. Hopefully we can actually make it more accurate with some settings within, and you can see all the different settings here. And also included, if you have the caller ID feature set up, it'll give you that caller ID on the band itself, which is nice. So it's cool that you can play around with the button and actually see some of your settings rather than just the little light up buttons that were available with the Fitbit Flex. So this is kind of like a Fitbit Force upgrade because it's got the new material for the band, which shouldn't cause irritation or anything like that. It feels more comfortable. It feels nice on the wrist, and it feels more stable with the clasp. It doesn't feel like it's going to pop out, as a lot of people were complaining about with the Fitbit Force and Flex. So I'm actually going to go through the setup, but I'll go ahead and show you guys that in the next video. I'll post the video up right now so you can just jump to the next one and get through the setup process. You might want to check that out because I'm also going to go through the application and what you can do with it, and also some of the settings. So this is the FitBit Charge. If you want more information, specifications, or like to purchase it for yourself, there's a link in the description down below, and you can read other people's reviews on this band. As I said though, I'll be posting my full review next week on the band. I'm going to be taking it to the test. It's going to come to the gym with me. It's going to come to work with me. I'm going to actually put it underwater. I'm going to take this thing to its capacity and make sure that this is something that's durable as well as useful and tracks correctly. So if you're interested in that, definitely be sure to subscribe to my channel, and also hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. It lets me know that what I'm doing is working for you guys. Also, if you have any questions, leave them in the comment box down below. I respond to every comment that comes my way. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you in the next one.